Live from Gahanna, WGLH-TV presents Lincoln Live with Natalie Fogel and Jackie Graham.
Today, I sat down with Superintendent Dr. Deagle to get her thoughts on snow days.
Usually, the curtain opens to start a play, but tonight, the greenhouse door opens. A preview.
And convincing classmates to invest, and it's all for a grade.
Lincoln Live starts now.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Jackie Graham.
And I'm Natalie Fogel.
Natalie, I'm so excited today.
Why? Oh, is it because of our matching Groutfit outfits for Gahannathon's Spirit Day, since Gahannathon's in 2 days?
Well, yes, but no. I was thinking more along the lines of the possible snowstorm coming in tonight. I love snow.
Well, I don't know if I love snow, but I do love snow days.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Snow days have been in the front of everyone's mind all week.
Most students wish for a snow day during these winter months, and with snow coming soon, our wishes might come true.
David Cremeen has the story on snow days. Here he is.
When Lincoln students wake up every winter morning, one thing is on their mind. Is there going to be a snow day today? As students roll out of bed waiting a decision, Superintendent Dr. Deagle and her team of professionals have been up for hours, testing conditions to see if they're student-friendly.
We look at the road conditions, and so for example today several districts did close or delay because of wind chill. For us in Gahanna, our wind chill dipped to -8. Typically we wait until the wind chill dips into double digits. Some districts wait until it goes into the -20s, but for me it's more about the road conditions.
Even though roads may seem dry, severe conditions like black ice can make them very dangerous.
When we get a condition where the temperature just drops and there's condensation in the air, either from rain or from snow or sleet or anything like that, like it will hit the pavement, and the pavement is generally warmer. If the pavement is warmer than the air surrounding it, then it can cause it to freeze. And so black ice is caused because we as drivers just can't see it. And it causes, like from a distance, it doesn't look like a significant amount of ice, but when we hit it, obviously our tires can't provide the friction to like grip the ice.
Students love snow days, and some people even have their own traditions to try to make snow days happen. A day off of school is of course the first thing that students can think about. However, the administration's focus is elsewhere.
It all comes down to student safety and determining, like, is it safe to have our students, because we have a lot of students that walk to school, things like that. So it comes down to, are the conditions safe enough for students to make it to school?
In these winter conditions, remember to stay safe and stay warm. For Lincoln Live, I'm David Cremeen.
Thanks, David.
Hey Jackie, are you going to Little Shop of Horrors tonight?
No, but I really wish I could have gotten tickets. They sold out so quickly.
They really did. Luckily, I was able to get one, and I'm more than excited to see the very first Black Box musical.
The entire crew and cast put lots of work into making the set come alive for opening night, which is tonight.
Our very own TJ Sweeney has a further look behind the scenes.
This year's Black Box production is the 1986 musical iteration of Little Shop of Horrors that stars Seymour Krelborn, the sweet man that can't quite harness his plant.
Black Box has always been about finding community in small spaces, so our productions have always been about like finding a way to like draw people in. And so when we were looking at how to produce this one, my thought was like, how do you take such a big musical but make it intimate? You can be frustrated, but don't get me tired. Right now we're just giving a lot of tired.
Most Black Box productions take place at the Little Theater at Gahanna Lincoln High School. However, tonight, Little Shop of Horrors is somewhere else. Little Shop of Horrors takes place in Mr. Mushnick's flower shop. And tonight, that flower shop is Oakland Nursery.
Great idea. They wanted to bring their theater out into the community.
Moving an entire theater to an off-site venue not only enhances the visual appeal, but it also has the power to make the set come alive. However, moving an entire theater is no easy task.
This new venue has brought us together immensely. I think that it's been a crazy team effort of like taking everything from our school and taking it here.
And the props, the sets, every single like little element here, you know.
We bring it in, we set it up, we tear it down, we wire it all up, we make sure that everything's good before everyone gets here, and it's a pretty tedious process running sound, but I'd say that we got it down to a science now.
We had to clear out this whole space, including the benches, that hold all the plant material here. So it's a big job, but one day the high school kids showed up and help us move all the benches?
I want to say challenging, but I feel like that's like pessimistic of me. It's different.
And even with all these challenges, the show must go on.
You can't beat Alan Menken's score for this one, plus a love story, plus puppets that eat people, like, it's just fun.
Watching bits and pieces of it for the past week while they did rehearsal, and it's going to be a great show.
The cast and crew are highly optimistic and ready to give the audience a scare and a thrill for Little Shop of Horrors. This is TJ Sweeney for Lincoln Live.
Thanks, TJ. If you're attending the musical at Oakland, make sure to allow time for parking. There is overflow parking located on both sides of the nursery and at the church across the street. The nursery is likely to fill up quickly, so be prepared to park across the street.
Next school year seems so far away, but really it's right around the corner. Creating your schedules for the upcoming school year is happening now. Students can look in their Google Classroom, or they should have received an email about how to complete the process through Infinite Campus. We spoke with Mrs. Stallnecker for more information about deadlines and how you can meet with your counselor if you have any questions.
Hi Lions, this is just a friendly reminder from your school counselors. So on the 25th of January, school counselors will be available during all lunch periods for drop-ins if you have any specific questions about scheduling. And then scheduling course requests are due the 26th. Also, please be patient with your school counselors as we get back to you about questions. Thank you.
Thanks. National Honor Society is a service organization at the high school that has 4 pillars: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Students focus on community service and being leaders among their peers. We spoke with NHS advisor Mrs. Gleek for information about how to apply. Here she is.
I'm Mrs. Gleek. I am the advisor for the National Honor Society here at Gahanna Lincoln High School, and I wanted to let all juniors know that applications are available right now. If you have a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or above, you have met the first requirement. If so, you can come and grab an application from me, and they are all due by 3 o'clock on February 29th.
Thanks, Mrs. Gleek.
Natalie, is that the Taylor Bond over there in the studio with us?
Oh my gosh, yes. This just made this day even more exciting.
Hey, Taylor.
Hey, guys.
What do you have for us today?
Well, there's lots of exciting things happening around the school. Here at Lincoln, we have many empowerment groups. However, there is an athlete empowerment group that stands out from the rest. Rise to Win is a national nonprofit that's purpose is to educate and empower the sports community. They were able to have an in-person speaker for the first time during their last session. The focus of the meeting was to recognize stereotyping of people inside and outside of sports. Here is Damian Jones and Ian Washington for more.
The meeting was just about, we traded places with somebody else. We had the list of themes, we based them off 1 through 10, and we tried to base them off of could we relate to them the most, or will we be them, or will we want to trade places with them. And it basically just was how we stereotype people, realizing that we have a stereotype, and how can we work on that to not have a stereotype and judge people when we see people through sports or just in life.
We talked about biases and how there's a difference between like subconscious biases and impartial biases when it comes to being an athlete or even just in our everyday life whenever you meet new people coming from different backgrounds.
Thanks, guys. Mr. Hauser's AP US History classes have been working hard at presenting what they believe to be the most important development to the U.S. during the Gilded Age. They presented following a Shark Tank model, convincing classmates to invest in their invention, which included the telephone, the Bessemer process, electric lighting, subways, and many more. We talked to Matthew Leesburg to discuss his thoughts surrounding the unique way of learning more about new ideas of the time period. Here he is.
It was really interesting because we got to learn about different inventions of the Gilded Age and how they impacted the world back then and then now, and we got to base our decision off of the total impact it's had, and we got to learn lots of information about it. And I thought it was really neat to just watch the presentations and see how they presented the information to
Thanks. That's all for me. Let's go back to the ladies in gray, Natalie and Jackie at the news desk.
Thanks, Taylor. Right down the hall, the choirs are getting ready for OMEA districts, or the Ohio Musical Education Association. For the past few years, the OMEA districts have been a little different, but this year it's back in full swing. And now it's time to prepare. Here's David Asamoah for more information.
We've been relearning solfege, and also we've been practicing sight reading because for the past couple of years, sight reading hasn't really mattered in the same way, and because of COVID, they even took sight reading away, and then they brought it back, and now this year we really got to hammer down our sight reading. So solfege and sight reading have been the two main things we've been practicing. We're also going to learn some new pieces for districts and hopefully states.
Thanks. Well, Lincoln, that's all the news we have for you today.
Before we go, we wanted to show you some of the rehearsal from Little Shop of Horrors from this week.
We'll see you tomorrow in your G Fresh attire.
Bye.